There's just thousands of them. I put these battens up just to get an idea of the pitch of the roof and the height. That works quite well. You sort of see what it'd be like to sort of walk through it, how much space we got. And eventually I'm hoping that we can, once we've cleared this stuff in the foreground, the rocks and the tiles, that we should be able to actually drive into it from this end. Which is why I put this post down to the right at the very end of the car cover there. So it's just seeing what beams we've got. These are the old beams from that were in the house under the very top floor where the pigeons used to be. They're sort of bowed and they're quite strong still. Then we've got a few bit of a mixture of things, so it's just try and find what's best, strongest, also nice sort of aesthetic as well, and go with our materials a bit. That's definite rain. Right. There's a river, look down there, look. Oh, look at that.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Where the gutters go. Look at the gutters, look. Jesus. Look at that. Oh, extra hole. Go. There's a lake in the garden. I was checking over the truck the other day and I found these really nasty bits of rust in here. See how you can see that light coming through there? And now this should be a straight through tube. If I take the torch away, you can see all the way through the other side, I think. Yep, looks about right. But it's rusted away here. I think you can see it there. There's just that little piece left at the bottom, so that should be a complete tube all the way through there. So you shouldn't be able to kind of nose into the sides like this at all. Same the other way. And I've also got this hole here. Likewise, that shouldn't be there. And also slightly harder to see, but under here there's a hole in that cross member there where the fuel tank mounts. And what that means is the whole thing is a fraction of its former strength and width. So I've got to basically cut that out and replace it with a fresh bit of pipe, which really means taking this back section of the body off. Also this, I've got to weld this up higher than this point here. There's probably something in there, so I can't really get up into this area here. I mean, I did take this back off once when I very first bought it. So you just had to go around, loosen up the bolts, bit of WD-40, and then lift it all off, put it on trestles, and then you can get to the chassis, do some metal work there. And I've also got, this side's not too bad, but you can see it's also rusted through here, so that shouldn't be there. It's given way on the sides. And I've also got something else to deal with, which is this door base here. You can see this here, it's all quite, it's like icebergs. It always, what you see is much smaller than what there really is. As soon as you start hitting it with a hammer, all the soft stuff gives way. It's funny how as soon as you see it's bleeding through there, as soon as it starts going, it seems to trap the moisture and it just accelerates. So I've got to do a bit of work there to keep things going. It certainly wouldn't pass any MOT like that. But, yeah, a bit grizzly. And also I'm going to stick a, if you stick a pressure washer in these holes here, you can blow a lot of this stuff out, because what happens is that these tunnel sections, box sections, they fill up with sort of road mud and dust and so on, and then it gets wet, and then they just sit there rusting from the inside out, so it looks fine and suddenly it just sort of gives way. So I'll clean all those out also along the underneath here. You can sort of blow these chassis pieces out with a pressure washer. So oh, there we go, look, there's another one there. So that's a piece. Yeah, so that's going. And that's right by a body mount. You probably find it might even be flexing very slightly or under stress. And there's a bit there, look. Uh-oh. Busy times. I can hear the river. We put in place quite a lot of drainage and it's definitely helped. So we've got a damp patch here on the basement floor, which you can see the line it comes through at. So above that is dry, and you get down to the sort of lower joint layer, and then it's sort of mud. So I think if we rejointed that, that'd probably be enough. There's not been any real running water in here, just sort of damp working its way through. A bit more down this end, but again it's just come up through the mud here. So this is the rock of the hillside. Try with a bigger torch. Yeah. So this is the sort of the hillside rock. It's down here, and it's just sort of damp as works its way through the mud. But we jointed this end wall, and you can see that's quite dry. Though interestingly, I'll go back to the torch again. There's a little hole there, and you can see that's dark inside. So where we haven't jointed, below that level, there's still moisture coming through. That's quite interesting. Not bad. The other year when it rained like this, perhaps not even as heavy, the water was up to the level of this step here, and I had to come in with sort of Wellington boots and get a siphon running out the window, out one of those little windows, and under the road drain and out the other side. So not quite there, but nearly. It has rained an extraordinary amount. Lots of roads closed in the area, flooding, so on. Amazing. We moved this little cypress tree here. It was over there between the two buildings, but I think maybe there's rocks or old building materials or something under the ground. It's not so good. It's definitely better soil here, certainly deeper. I mean, when we got them, we got all three the same size, and that little one, it's grown up once, died back, grown up again. So but it seems quite happy here. It's putting out some nice new growth at the top there, new section, so hopefully he's going to be happy there, and hopefully it'll catch up with the others. It's hard to think they all arrived at the same time, three of them in a box, but we'll see. Dug up these Jerusalem artichokes from the sort of council lay-by just down the road. I remember growing them as a kid. My folks grew them, but I couldn't remember what the plants looked like. And then these were growing in the lay-by, and we looked them up and thought, oh, they're the same thing. So we've got a whole bunch of these, and we're going to plant them down there in our veg patch. Nice, eh? Freebie. And here we have some nice new artichoke plants. Nice, isn't it? Lovely.